We track every single click, scroll, and pause. When a customer enters the funnel, we watch their every move. Marketing stares at click-through rates. Sales obsesses over daily conversions. The product team counts how many new features they shipped this week. Everyone has a number, and everyone is hitting their targets. It feels like total control. But having a mountain of perfect data on every tiny step actually hides a massive problem. When every department answers to a different number, nobody is looking at the big picture. The executive team gets buried in a data avalanche, completely blind to whether the company is actually moving forward or just shaking itself apart. This creates what we call the silo effect. Each team figures out how to make their specific dashboard look great, even if it actively damages the rest of the business. Sales closes deals with bad leads just to hit a quota, while support gets crushed dealing with angry users who never should have bought the product in the first place. They are putting in maximum effort, but they are rowing in opposite directions. Fixing this requires stepping away from the dashboards and finding a single focal point. It's called the North Star metric. Adding more tracking software won't stop the internal bleeding. You have to strip away the noise and give every employee, from the CEO down to the newest intern, one precise number to care about. Your North Star metric is a single number that captures the exact core value your product actually delivers to the customer. If you assume that number is revenue or profit, you're falling into a massive trap. Revenue is a lagging indicator. It's the applause you get after the show is over. A true North Star must be a leading indicator, the specific, immediate user behavior that proves value was delivered long before the invoice gets paid. To be a valid North Star, it must pass 3 strict rules. First, it has to reflect actual value given to the customer. Second, it has to accurately predict future revenue. And third, every single department must have the power to directly influence it. With this framework in place, every proposed project has to answer to the North Star. If a new billing feature doesn't directly improve the delivery of value, it gets deprioritized, shifting the company's momentum from pure financial extraction towards sustained utility. Let's look at a company that built maintenance software for industrial factories. The sales team was selling licenses left and right. The developers were constantly releasing new features. Yet customers were canceling their contracts almost as fast as they signed them. The executives paused and asked what value their software actually provided. The answer was simple: getting broken machines fixed faster so the factory could keep running. They threw out the old dashboards and instituted a new North Star. The number of work orders completely closed inside the app within 24 hours. This alignment gave each department a new filter for their daily work. Developers began auditing the interface, removing complexity so a mechanic could close a ticket with one hand. Sales moved away from pitching to tech-averse factories, and the support team started running on-site training to ensure workers actually knew how to use the app. Because the entire company optimized solely for making the customer's life easier, factories stopped canceling. When the customer wins every single day, they renew their contract, and the revenue takes care of itself. Finding this level of clarity means learning how to spot a vanity metric. These are the flashy numbers, like website traffic or raw social media followers, that look incredible on a slide deck, but do absolutely nothing for the actual business. To test if your chosen metric is real, ask yourself a few questions. If this number goes up, but revenue goes down, are you still happy? Does the customer actually feel the impact of this number? And can you measure it daily or weekly instead of waiting for a quarterly report? Then ask the newest employee if they understand how their daily tasks push this exact number higher. Finally, check how many metrics you're measuring. If you have 3 North Stars, you have none. If you fail any part of this test, your teams are likely still operating in silos, optimizing for numbers that look good internally, but don't translate to a viable product. Committing to a single metric means consciously choosing to ignore dozens of other numbers that most boards and investors demand to see. It involves the discomfort of turning your back on traditional KPIs that might be rising, but don't actually signal health. But when you align hundreds of employees to focus scattered energy onto one specific goal, you create a laser cutting straight through the noise. There is a catch, though. You can build the perfect product, perfectly align your team, and retain a customer for years. That still does not guarantee the customer is mathematically profitable. Delivering value is one thing. Affording the cost to find that customer in the first place is another. Next time, we have to look closely at unit economics, specifically the brutal math of customer acquisition cost versus lifetime value, to see if your business is actually built to survive.